Hello and welcome. If this is your first time visiting, please be sure to check out my other repair videos. To support the channel for free, all you have to do is subscribe, comment, and like. Now let's get on to today's video.
Hello and thank you for joining me today. If this is your first time visiting, I certainly appreciate you giving me this opportunity. And for those of you returning, once again, thank you very much for your continued support. It is greatly appreciated. Today we're going to be going over not so much a repair video, but this will be more like a public service announcement, a PSA, where I'm going to show you the number one thing to look for if you're looking to buy a used car. If you find this problem that I'm getting ready to show you in any car, whether it be from a dealer, be from a used car lot, be it from a person-to-person private sale or whatever, walk away from this car. Something is bad, wrong, and you don't need that problem in your life. Let me go to the cockpit of one of my cars. I'm going to show you what we're looking for. All right, here we are. This is the 2000 Accord that's so popular on the channel. This is going to be standard for any modern car. So if you're looking at a 2020 Buick, a 2020 Chevrolet, a 2018 Ford, this should apply to all of them. So what I'm doing is I've got the key and I'm going to turn the car to the run position and you will see all the lights light up. Keep an eye on that. Watch all your lights. And this is a self-check that your dash does, and what it's supposed to do is show you if any bulbs are out on your dash. And so that's what we're looking for. Everything seemed to be okay. Now, the one that can be a little bit misleading would be the check engine light. So you see my check engine light should be right above the battery and the oil light there. So I'm going to turn the car backwards one, and I'm going to turn it back on. I want you to watch the check engine light. Check engine light is now on. The car just completed its self-check, and now the check engine light is off because it is not commanded on this car right now. If you get into a car that you're considering purchasing and you turn the key on that thing and the check engine light never comes on, there is a problem. And I'm going to show you what the most likely cause of that problem is here in just 1 second. All right, so what I have here on my bench, this is an instrument cluster that came out of a 2007 Honda Ridgeline. And this is the inside of an instrument cluster that came out of a 2007 Honda Pilot. The reason I have this board, I'll explain it here in just a minute. So, as you can see, there's the check engine light on this vehicle. Nothing unusual, but this car was purchased from a used car lot. And the car drove and ran fine. There didn't seem to be any issues with it. And took the car to get it inspected, did not pass inspection. This was not me. I might have caught this before it went there. The person who owns the car was asking me what it could be, and I looked at the inspections thing and it said MIL commanded on. And what that means is your malfunction indicator light or your check engine light was commanded on the car. But the check engine light was not on in this car. I'm going to take this apart and I'm going to show you exactly why. It should have been lit, but it's not. Okay, so here it is with the board removed from the instrument cluster, and I'm going to tell you the steps I took to figure out what was going on with this. Is the first thing I did was I plugged in my Autel to check and see if the MIL was commanded on, which it was, and then I checked the codes, and here's a picture of the codes that were showing on this Ridgeline. Now, again, of course, all of those would fail it for inspection, and so the first thing I thought of was, well, we need to check the bulb. But see, the thing in these modern ones, they don't have bulbs; they have LED lights, and those things are probably not going to burn out on you. It would be unusual for that to happen. So get it apart, and this one here is where the check engine light is at, the one that has the little white square around it. I'm going to try to focus in and let you see. Okay, it took me a second to get it focused in just right. This is the one that says D33-Y. That is the pad for the LED for the check engine light. And you can see what the LEDs look like under here, these little small squares for circuit board LEDs. And this one here obviously does not look right. There's no LED on it. Somebody has come in here, they took the trouble of taking this instrument cluster out of the car, took it apart, and desoldered the light so that way it wouldn't show that it was on. Now, sometimes you will run across placed pads on circuit boards that are not in use, and you can see, let me see if I can find one over here. Okay, and you can see two pads there for this particular setup are not in use, and you can see the solder sitting on top of it is smooth, it's pulled and settled back down with gravity so it's not sticking up. Now let's go back over and check out the check engine light pad. And it is very obvious that that was desoldered and then the light just plucked right off of it. All right, so what has happened is some unscrupulous person has sold the car with the check engine light disabled on this vehicle. It could have been when the car was maybe being traded into a dealership and they went in there, pulled it out, so it could have been a private person that did it. The dealership or the used car lot or whoever had it, they may have got the car, realized what had been done to it, and they sent it to auction that way. People in the used car business, they know what to look for, and I'm quite certain that should have been called at some point. The dealer or the used car lot that the car was bought off of, I'm told has been used by the family on at least one or two other occasions, and they don't suspect that they had anything to do with it, which is highly possible, but it doesn't matter at this point. The car needs hundreds of dollars worth of repairs. You saw the codes that were listed. Probably the running wrench was probably the MAF sensor, and of course the bank to catalyst problem is a catalytic converter problem. So we're going to run some cat clean through it, see if we can get that to work, or we're just going to have to shell out the money and go ahead and put a new catalytic converter on this thing. What I was gonna do is I went to the junkyard to try to find another Ridgeline, which they didn't have, but they had a Honda Pilot, which would be the same technology, if not the same setup. So it has the same type LEDs on it. So I was going to try to desolder one of the LEDs from this board and put it onto this board to fix the at least that problem of the car. When you take his family elected to go ahead and went through another Honda junk scrap guy, and they were able to find another instrument cluster for it. But the problem with that is that the instrument cluster, the mileage is stored on them. There is a EEPROM chip somewhere on here that you have to actually take off and reprogram. So this car had 135,000 miles on it. It's now showing it's got like 170,000 miles because we had to switch this out. So there you have it, folks. That will be my free information to you for the day. I know this is kind of a short video, but I'm telling you, if you're looking for a used car, that if it does not pass that very first test, walk away from it. Somebody is trying to pull something with that car, and if you buy it, then it's going to be your problem. If you're unscrupulous and you want to go ahead and pass it on to the next person and let them be fooled by that trick, that's up to you. I suggest you not do it. What goes around comes around. At any rate, I appreciate each and every one of you joining me today, and I'll check you out for next week's video.